Hello, and today we'll begin Chapter 2 of Light My Way. Chapter 2, Discovery. The metropolis of Collegianus. I remember being this busy as a kid when my parents took me here on some museum trips and the doctor's appointments. It's a bustling megacity with plenty to do and eat in every corner, food stalls on most streets, and the tourist areas and many street performers during the warm seasons. There's a great railway system in place and students get a discount for season's pass. They had pre-ordered one the next day after we went to Logboro's. The photo he used for my ID though, not flattering at all. My university is along the street, and because of its reputation, a small ecosystem formed around it. There's a cinema a few streets away, so supermarkets for food and other sorts of students' needs. Along with the massive campus, there's no real need to leave this area if you're a student here. Everything you need is right around the corner. Being here now, I realize how lucky I am. It's not easy to snag a spot at Tiernan, and each year the competition only gets tougher. There's a big statue in front of the entrance. I think it's the fox, but the features aren't exact. It's a fur folk, perhaps intended as this could be you. It's encouraging. I said goodbye to my parents as I walked toward the admissions office to get myself sorted into the dorm room. There are no wild parties here like in other unis. Tiernan is strict in regard to studies. Any type of straying from the academic lifestyle will lead to suspension, followed by swift expulsion if the guilty party doesn't change their ways. Good afternoon. My name is Lucien Lopez. I am an entry-level student. Whoa, what's up with this guy? What is it like? I can see something, but it's so vague, like clear water around him, but no actual light. Goes to show I should expect everything. I should expect anything here. Hello, Lopez, Lucien. As for physics module 1 and 2, as main study classes for this warm season, right? I see you already have an appointment in the medical center in a month, in the morning at 7 a.m. sharp. Really? I don't know anything about that. It says here you are scheduled for an eye test requested by your parents. Right. We have some of the best equipment at Tiernan. You are a student here, so you will benefit from our medical care for your charge, of course. May I ask if it's related to the sunglasses you are wearing? Yes, I have some issues with light. Issues with light. Understatement of the century. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure our doctors will be able to help though. Right, you'll be in Arts 5. Your name is printed at the entrance there together with that of your room's mate, which will not be from the same field of study, might I add. All this was explained in the pamphlet you got with your acceptance letter, so it shouldn't be a surprise, yet protocol demands I tell you this at registration. How did I not read that? Too excited after I saw the yes in the admission letter. I thought I'd get paired with another student who has the most amount of common classes that I have. I see you have not read the pamphlet. Well, you see, that was our policy during the last 4 seasons, yes? After several seasons of studies conducted on our students' roommates and impact on their academic results, we have found that it's much better to pair each student with someone who is studying an opposite field. That sounds odd. Not at all. Simply put, if we pair you with another astrophysicist, you'll burn out with the first model. That might be due to either entering into a self-conscious competition with your roommate, or you'll simply discuss only one topic during your entire stay here, which will lead to higher levels of introversion and general anxiousness at the graduation. So you get that far, that is? Got it. I don't get it. Now I have to live with some meathead who's into sports or worse, a chemist. No, this won't work. Sorry to bother. Yes, Mr. Volpez? Could it be possible to switch rooms if things aren't working out? You should first get to know your roommate before asking that. The system has identified one of the best possible fits for you. Please proceed to your dorm and get settled in. Orientation will start in about half an hour, and you might already be late considering the distance you have to cover. Of course, thank you. I hurried along the path I was pointed on, and after quite some walking, I reached my destination. The dorm room looks huge. It's far from cramped, and I'm left wondering, why do we need to share a room if they could have split it in two? Is that a lion's tail? It's twisting back and forth. The light coming from it is so disciplined. Hello? This lion's massive, literal beef. The primordial beef. His eyes move away from the book he's reading to meet my greeting. His purple light is so steady, it's like he trained it. He must have had coaches since he started sports. After all, Tilden does only take in the best students. But what are those woes on him? Good afternoon, fellow Trinorian. Might you be Lucien Volpez? Yes, I am. Astrophysicist, correct? Yep, that's me. Lovely to meet you. My name is Darius Flytros. I study cardinal literature. Say what now? This guy wants to be a teacher or even a cardinal? I grab his paw and give it a light shake. His grip is so soft, he's rippier than I am by the looks of it. Nice to meet you too. I took the liberty of occupying this side of the room. I hope that is not a problem for you. Both sides get the same amount of light from what I have gathered. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave my stuff and go to orientation. Are you also coming? I have been through it. The literature department had it yesterday. I believe all science departments are running orientation today. Good luck. Thanks. I dropped my bags near the bed, which looks like it's made for two folk. Maybe they thought I am as big as this lion. I'm being watched. I turned my hair around like I forgot something. Yep, he's studying me. We're going to be roommates for the foreseeable future, so that's normal. Other than that, he seems nice. Didn't mention my dark tinted sunglasses on a cloudy day. Maybe it won't be as bad as I thought it would be. See you later, Darius. Have a nice day, Lucien. My dad told me to always use the name of someone new I meet multiple times in the first conversation. It makes it easier to remember the folks' name and to associate it with their build. His name is strong as his build. Why is he so buff anyway? Must be genetics. He's a lion after all, but such a whippy one. Orientation was helpful and slow. The entire day passed by, but at least I now know where most stuff is. Having a pool in every arc is cool. Everyone can swim there during evenings, although the professional swimmers have their own pools. We get to use the one in our arts only in the evening. Time to head in and unpack. Hey there, Darius, I'm back. Right next to Darius is a rabbit who starts measuring me up and down with a look of discontent. He's not trying to be subtle about it by any means. He has an elite pen stuck in his t-shirt and 5 piercings in one of his big ears, typical jock vibes. Hello, Darius. This is Fabian. He is a friend of mine. Yo. Hey. This rabbit's ruby light is hectic, swirling all around. There's nothing steady about him, unlike the complete rock-centered Darius. It's late. I'ma head to my room. I'll catch you tomorrow, D. Of course, Fabian. Have a good night. Night. The rabbit leaves without saying another word, eyeing me. Do not mind his behavior. He is like that all the time, but once you get used to him, he is not a bad guy. I didn't say anything. It is written all over your face. The lion smiles at me, studying me more. It would be best if you do not have the same reaction when you dislike one of your teachers. I don't dislike Fabian. He's just different than what I am used to. I think the third one I didn't end up with that rabbit in the same room. I dodged a claw-heavy dealers here. It is Fabian so arrogant because he's an elite. It must have gotten to his head. Like I said, you will warm up to him. I assume you know when lights is out. I would like to keep to that schedule as much as possible. While I do have visitors and you are of course allowed to as well, I would prefer it if we keep our room in order for studying. We will be sharing the space for the next 2 or 3 seasons after all. Yes, sir, you're right. I don't know anyone here except you and now Fabian, so no visitors from my side for now. I was wondering, do you know anything about the way we were supposed to be paired into the dorm rooms? Am I bothering you already? No, I didn't mean it like that. I thought I'd be placed with another astrophysicist. All the changes were mentioned in the pamphlet we all got with our acceptance letter. Do you not read it? Yes, I did. I thought it was strange that they chose to do this all of a sudden for this season. You really need to work on your lying. It is not even close to believable. That's kind of rude of you to assume that I'm lying. It is not an assumption. It is the truth. You are lying. I do not mind it either way. I'm simply pointing out that you should get better at it if you plan on doing it more. Right. Either that rabbit's behavior rolled off on Darius or he's been this impolite prick since forever, and I am now seeing it for the first time. I apologize. I sometimes get carried away by my cardinal studies and assume that I need to point out every true or false statement. I will try not to do it anymore with you since it might be an issue. Thanks, I guess. Have a good night. Night. The lion changed to his sleeping clothes, which consists of a pair of boxer shorts. Although he's good looking, his demeanor is off-putting. It's for the best. Sleeping with the roommate will not lead to proper studying anyway, and he might not be into other guys. Either way, best I can hope for right now is that he doesn't snore like an ocean liner. Good morning, Lucian. Hey, wake up. It is 6:45. I open my eyes to see the lion looking right at me. He's somewhat intimidating and standing over me like that. I close my eyes to avoid his light, fumbling for my glasses. 6:45 crap. You're already dressed. I need to leave now. You did not hear my alarm or yours. I figured you were tired, so I let you sleep for as long as possible, but I did not want to let you be late on your first day. Thanks. You're welcome. Thanks, you're welcome. See you later. With that, the lion grabs his satchel, a massive book, and leaves the room. I need to get myself ready. My mom prepared a set of clothes for the day, pressing a box labeled First Tironian Day. So mama her, yet so useful right now. I'll spring to my feet, yawning my tongue out, and get ready as fast as I can. I'll get to meet some of my actual colleagues today. We're all a bunch of nerdy students waiting around in a big auditorium. The staff is making a big deal of the first day. Introduction to Astrophysics is the main title we all see on the big screen. Not sure about needing an introduction since all of us here to the same exam who's had advanced notions already. The presentation is far from boring though. We're told that Introduction to Astrophysics is in fact above everything we already know. Next to the speaker on the stage, there are loads of thick books. We are asked to pick up a copy on our way out. Darius's tome-like book makes sense now. I figured he had it because of the quotidian literature thing. I can't tell none, for it were now modules, and this proves I made the right choice. Well, more like my parents made the right choice for me. I'm here now, though. After the presentation, we were told to go to the cafeteria to enjoy the super healthy packed lunch, as they kept advertising this on almost all pamphlets, posters, and newsletters since I got here. The cafeteria is large enough for an army. Those days are over since the Grand Unification, but I do see how this was used as a feeding camp for soldiers. Not the best of times pre-unification, but that's how history is sometimes. Walking through all these students is making me uncomfortable. Everyone has a light, some stronger than others dimmer. Most are weird and one's mixed. Never seen that before. Interesting, but difficult to look around. My head's spinning. I can't collapse here in the middle of the cafeteria on my first day. This would be so embarrassing. Shit. Good afternoon, Lucian. The lion's firm voice snaps me out of my trance. He's looking at me like I was looking at Atlas that night. I think, no, not like that. I must be out of it. How's your first day going? I'm dizzy. Well, not anymore. Strange. Did he do this? But I didn't see anything change from his light. I'm imagining things. It could be that you are dehydrated. Have you drank enough water today? You might be right about the water. How ironic. You can sit next to Fabian. I'll go grab a glass for you. The rabbit's here too then. I guess this is going to happen often if I keep hanging out with Darius. It's quite inevitable since we're roommates. Let's try this again. Hey, Fabian. Yo. That's it, yo. Total silence afterwards, aside from the eating noises Fabian's making. And there are a lot. The rabbit is devouring the vegetables he has on his plate like he's angry at them. What a real guy. Are you alright? Me? Yes, sir. What do you ask? I don't know. Are you upset about something? Nah, everything's cool. What's up with the sunglasses? With that, he continues having his way with a big piece of broccoli. Alright then. I asked for it to be cold so it gives you a little kick. This could refresh you. What's wrong? You feeling overwhelmed, Foxy? Foxy? Oh my fur, this guy, the sunglasses remark. Well, I expected it, but Foxy? No, it's more than I expected since I'm from a small town, but I can manage. Good luck with that. I've had it with this annoying rabbit. He needs a cooler. What's your problem? I stand up getting ready to rain hell on this prick, but something catches my eye. No way. No freaking way. Atlas? I'm here hallucinating, or that strong amber flare belongs to that dumb Aurora cat. I'll take a peek. Yep, that's him alright. I target his natural habitat, surrounded by his massive buddies who are sucking up to him. Everyone around him is. What is he doing here? I thought that they couldn't get any worse. These lights need to stop moving around. I'm not in the mood. No, not to spinning again. You want to sit with us, or is this how foxes eat? Is that a joke? Yes, it is. He's serious about that joke. Great. I'm surrounded by two weirdos. Fits me right to the T. I noticed the rabbit's paw was closer to mine. He was ready to grab me, although he was busy with his vegetables. With the other paw, as soon as I replied, he moved away. I must look like a crowd watcher to these guys. Well, in spirit-like, unable to stand up or sit down without help. Maybe I'm running low on light again. I can see there's enough for a while, at least just about the amount I feel my anger is giving out. So how do foxes eat then? Like lions, but we take smaller bites and chew our food. To my surprise and Fabian's, Darius starts laughing louder and louder. That is funny, because it is true, is it not? We do eat like that. I bite off anything and down it goes. Who has the time to chew? The lion continues laughing loud enough. Others are now looking at our table. Atlas doesn't need long to find me with his feline glare. No. Do not come to my table. Do not. And he's coming to my table. Hey, Lucien. Hey. I wanted to tell you a while ago I got accepted as a late entry to Turin, but I've been busy with my studies. When I got the news I got in, I had to start on my research. Yeah, you've been busy. Would you want to meet up later to talk? I don't know if my schedule allows it. Astrophysics is much different than basketball. No offense. Also, my friend here, Fabian, will study with me today, so no time. Why did I say that? The tiger turns to Fabian, who's ignoring everything around him except his chewed up vegetables. Are you in sports, Walk? I think I saw you at the elite rally, part of the cycling team. Atlas is also an elite. His chest pen should have made that clear. Figures, but never mind that. I didn't think about what Fabian studies. I never asked. He doesn't have manners for the life of him, but I shouldn't leave mine at the door. But what's more annoying is how Atlas is acting, as if we're buddies who want to hang out like nothing happened after the set he pulled. Unbelievable. He's getting to me again. Yeah, I'm teaching Foxy here how to cycle like a pro. He's so bad at it, flapping around like he's going to crash any second. Ridiculous. I heard the rabbit's paw on my shoulder pushing me down in my chair. He didn't have to make me look that bad, but I did get my cool back, so I sit down, look at Atlas with indifference. Yep, I'll see you around, Atlas. Atlas's new buddies swarm him, and they head out. The tiger's looking at me, but that's no longer my concern. He's no longer my concern. Avoiding him might be tricky, but not impossible. We have the same lunch hour, though, but I can work around that, I'm sure. So, when do you want to start, Foxy? Thanks for that, Fabian, but I didn't mean it. Why not? These cycles with me. You should come too. The body does need a proper workout in order to balance the mind. Why is this rabbit all of a sudden nice to me? He didn't need to say anything to Atlas, yet he jumped in and rescued me from a super embarrassing situation. I guess the least I could do is say yes. Yes, I still work out a little to keep myself focused on my studies. Great. Let's do a few laps and see where you're at with your stamina. I cycle every evening, but feel free to come over when Dee tells you to. I will take him. Do not worry, Fabian. How do you know that tiger, Lucien? I do not mean to pry, but he seemed like he was upset with you. We grew up in the same town. We had a disagreement a while back, and it's best we went our separate ways. Not that separate, since you are both here. So you not close any unresolved issues if they are coming back to you? You said you wouldn't do your cardinal stuff with me anymore. He can't help it. It's like he's stuck with his nose in those books. My apologies. I only meant that. No, I'm doing that again. Let's go cycling this evening then. Now that makes sense. I'll see you two later. Fabian's done ravaging his meal, so he heads out. These girls aren't that bad after all. If I didn't know better, I would say they both care about me asking those questions and jumping in to save me. George did mention that I'll get used to Fabian and see that he's not as straightforward, and cycling does sound good. The rabbit looks like he'll overtake us in laps with ease, but then again, he's a tier-known elite student. That's a given. After Darius and I finished our lunch, we went to our classes, planning to meet again later that evening for my first cycling lesson. I'm so done with the day, but I did promise to go cycling. Someone's behind me. I turn around to see Atlas staring at me. Those sneaky cat pads again. I tried to bolt away,
but I feel the tiger's hard grip on my backpack. Lucien, wait, stop avoiding me. I'm not avoiding you. Can you stop with this crap and talk to me? There's nothing to talk about. I'd like to get to my dorm room, now. Let go of my backpack, please. No. You blocked my number and refused to talk to me every time I try to contact you. There's nothing to talk about, is there? Is this a game to you? I think you're the one playing games. Listen to me. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say. Should you be busy with your girlfriend? We'll see anyway. I doubt you should be alone considering you. And the tiger grabbed my snout with his big paw and squeezes enough so I can't talk anymore. He shoves me into the wall, screaming at me. Can you shut up and let me talk? Sharp pain shoots up my back. The books in my backpack poked me hard as I hit the wall. Atlas hurt me. He hurt me. I whimpered and tried to push the tiger's strong arms away, but he isn't budging. My eyes are getting watery, so Atlas lets go once he notices my distress. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. The noise I made when I hit the wall was louder than I thought. The way I was crying once he let go of me was the main alarm, though, because not a moment later I see Darius charging Atlas, shoving him away from me. The lion puts his massive body in between Atlas and myself, eclipsing me. What is your problem, friend? What did Atlas do to you that you needed to push him into the wall? It's not what you think. Sure it is not. This fox is crying because he is happy to see you. Second, because he likes having his snout set by a violent assailant. Lucien, tell him that I didn't mean it. I wouldn't hurt you, ever. I look at Atlas's face and notice his sincere regret. By now, Darius should know the tiger is telling the truth. I do not partake in violent affairs, but if I see you near Lucien again, I will bite you. And I will also not chew, just swallow. Oh, my fur, Darius first me a cheeky smile because of his peculiar use of that joke I made in the cafeteria. A weirdo, but I must need it one right now. I'm sorry, Lucien. Atlas' eyes are bewildered. He backs away, not saying another word while Darius looks on, making sure he's okay. As Atlas is out of sight, the lion turns to me and takes my backpack. Did he scratch you or bite you? We need to notify the university council about this. No, he didn't. It's a misunderstanding. We don't have to notify anyone. The lion looks at me, and I realize he knows I'm lying. It kinda is, maybe more like me not wanting to have anything to do with him anymore. I won't bore you with the details. I would not mind hearing about your troubles if you feel like telling me. Is this Cardinal Darius talking, or my roommate Darius? The lion blushes at the title I gave him. Can it not be both? You could benefit from my cardinal studies as well. There's a plethora of facts and notions that I'm privy to. Thanks for that. But I think I'd like to deal with my stuff however I think is best. I go on ahead to our room now if it's that okay with you. I need to be alone a while. I understand. If you feel like talking though, know that you can always come to me. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I will tell Fabian that you are not coming to cycle with us tonight. Oh, yeah. I can't let Atlas get to me like this, and this is my chance to bond with these guys. Wait, don't cancel. Very well, I agree. You should not be alone now. Yes, Your Eminence. That got him. His poor light lost his usual steady flow and bounced off with a big lion. He likes being called that. He believes in himself like he's deserving that title. You should not call me that. It does not feel right. He gives me back my backpack and I take his paw into mine for a second. Who's lying now? A jolt from Darius, but so faint. It's a different type like the one I'm used to. This is warm. Okay, much warmer now. Alright, that's hot, but different. Maybe on the same intensity like Atlas was that night, but on a different wavelength, kind of. Yeah, let's go. We should get ready to meet up with Fabian. Yep, let's do that. Fabian is busy with his phone, waiting for us on the cycling track. He points at 2 bikes that are leaning against a wall. Mine looks perfect for my size. Don't mess with the seat. I'm going to adjust it a little. I already did that. Start cycling and you will see what he means. Sure. Conker Rabbit. He can't possibly know what my exact measurements are. So, how does it feel? Like I got slapped by a Tiernan elite student. Of course he knows this stuff. It's great. Very much on point. Fabian doesn't pay any attention to my acknowledgement of his precise measurements. I'm not sure if he's being arrogant or if he already knew he's going to be right, so he's not bothering me. Maybe I'd be the same if someone from a different field would knock on my studies like that. Guys, I'll go in turbo mode. You should enjoy your ride, okay? How fast does he plan on going? Wait and see. Really fast. It's like for an oval shape around the entire track fast. I don't know how many laps ahead of us he is by now. That's wow. And the ruby blaze that he's in, so cool. Pretty cool, right? His light, yeah. His what? Oh, sorry. What did I say? His jacket. What jacket? Oh, I meant his speed. No, you did not. But you did? The line's confused. Visible frown marks on his forehead appearing fast. It's the first time I've seen him like this. You did say jacket, right? Yep. Now you're making fun of me. But you did not say it. As I admit, this is fun. Seeing his baffled look is making my day. The rabbit slows down next to us while we come to a halt. What's up? He said something but did not say it, but I know he said it. What kind of leaves are you? Cardinal students chewing in your classes. Blah. I let Davis be, enjoying his squirming, trying to figure things out. Well, Fabian's legs are so swollen. Does it hurt when you bike like that? No, it's normal. Light practice does this. Light practice? What's hard practice? We cycle with weights on ourselves and we need to hit the same time as if we weren't. That's insane. Kidding. But we do work hard to improve our time. There's no rush though, yet. Sounds like a real challenge. It's where I'll sign. He sure seems like he'd be up for almost anything. We should go to the pool and chill. There's plenty of sours there. I'm sold already. He sure seems like he'd be up for almost anything. We should go to the pool and chill. There's plenty of sours there. I'm sold already. I'll teach you next time how to cycle like me. Today was more of a get to know the track day. Lucien, out of curiosity, what did you mean when you said jacket? D, shut up. Let's go sour. I don't reply to the lion, who's now following my every step. His senses are on point, but they're getting mixed signals. His light is simmering and twisting. He must be trying hard to wrap his head around what he's feeling right now. On the other paw, Fabian's light seems so centered, as if his entire being is in tune with his surroundings. That's a far cry from the first time I met him. His anarchic spread of his ruby light is now hyper-focused. As we're walking, I notice how his steps are much looser, his arms are moving around more, and by the time we reach the pool, his light is yet again all over the place. He can't hold still for long. The high he got from cycling made him focus for less than half an hour. I wonder what it's like when that big self happens to him. For the most part, I've had these lights in the same shape, if I could call it that. The biggest shift I felt was when I was together with Atlas, and it was more of an empowerment rather than a change in the way my aura acts and looks. Fabian's light is bouncing around in random ways. There's no possible pattern to follow. What are you looking at, Foxy? Nothing. This guy needs to stop his truth detection stuff, more so when the conversation doesn't concern him. Hey, dearest. Yes? I think I forgot my jacket at the track. You think you're funny. Now tell me what you meant when you said that. It is driving me up the walls. He knows he's right, but he isn't sure about it, and it's more than gotten to him. He's grinding his fangs, and I can't hear it. I meant speed, but I got the wrong word for whatever reason. Maybe I was thinking of the weather getting cooler, and I need a jacket. I'm not convinced, but this is going nowhere. For a moment, I thought he could read my mind. Glad to know he's not one of those psychics on TV, although they all turn out to be frauds. Do you ever put a break on the truth detector? How does that work anyway? How do you know when someone's lying? Most folk imagine I can read minds, but it is almost all about visual cues. You tense some muscles when you lie, or look in a different way for half a second. It is a simple technique, but I sometimes feel like I know without the visual clues. This thing you said got me thinking how much more I have to learn to consider becoming a cardinal. If I were one, I would know what this is about. It is frustrating. D. Get in the water. The lion does what the rabbit says, and we all soon relax in the pool with our arms on the edge. It's nice to chill in this big pool after the day. Not many folk around, so the lights aren't a bother. Hey, guys, do you ever feel like talking about something you shouldn't talk about? No answer. They were both floating next to the ledge. Guys? Yeah. There are things which are meant to not be talked about. It is normal to have certain topics or specific events you do not wish to discuss with anyone else. We all have shit in the background we don't want others to know. It's better when everyone's out in the open, though. You get judged for face value rather than where you might be hiding under polite fake smiles. I agree it would be best if folk were to act and say what they have on their minds, but that would also lead to a lot of tough scenarios. What happens when your loved ones make some choices you do not agree with? We do not want to know everything about each other. The grand unification would not have happened had everyone said everything they had to say. He's right. About 100 seasons ago, a lion, a fox, and a rabbit in the same place with innocent blood one way or the other. But that's a dark past nobody wants to go back to. At least nobody I know. It's getting late. So we get back. I don't want to repeat the chaos of the day. We have been here for quite some time. We will walk together in case that tiger's around again. What's with the kitty? Can I tell him? I'm not in agreement. These guys are as close to friends as I have ever had. I should try to offer myself up to Fabian regardless of his spiciness. That tiger from the cafeteria grabbed Lucien by the snout and pushed him into a wall, screaming at him. What? I'll kick his fangs in. With those legs, I don't think he'll survive one hit. Fabian's look is different for the first time since I've met him. His solid bad guy attitude cracked open for a second when I complimented him. Or I could kick your ass, and then the tiger would leave you alone because the job's already done. And he's back. What an answer. Why do you do that? Why do Why do you say mean stuff like that for no reason? That wasn't mean. It's funny. D. Have you reported him to the school council? Just like that, as if he didn't say anything as a consequence. No, Lucy insists that it is a misunderstanding. It is, and I'm already over it. I squared Darius, who was ready to say something but decided against it. After another 10 minutes of relaxing, we end the evening and head to our dorms. Fabian's attitude keeps going from hot to cold in a solid second, but then again, who am I to judge? The following weeks became more frenetic. Everyone got their full season schedule and it was packed. The initial connection I made with Darius and Fabian started to fade away. I saw the line in the evening and almost never in the morning. When we did happen to be in our room, we exchanged hellos and went on to study. Fabian was nowhere to be seen as elites had to do extra training. Lunchtime was empty as well, with only a few students around. Everyone else asked for their meals to be packed so they could eat them in between classes or during classes when it was allowed. I had the benefit of being able to sit in the cafeteria and enjoy my food. Alice was not going to bother me anymore because being an elite with his packed schedule. Loneliness did start to creep in after a few weeks. I tried talking to Daryl sometimes, but he asked me just to leave him to his studies on multiple occasions, so I stopped trying. He apologized, but he also said his studies come first. During weekends, when we had a free day or two, Daryl spent it studying more, meditating or sleeping. Fabian needed to recover from the hard training he was going through, so he was sleeping all day. Although I came to Tiernan charged up, I'm going through some good and bad days now. More on the bad side as of late. I don't know how long it's going to be until I won't be able to leave my bed. When the light first started doing this to me, I thought I was depressed. It's not the first time I wonder if I am hallucinating everything about this. Maybe none of this light thing is real, but it sure feels like it. I can't think about that now. Losing myself in dark thoughts is a great tactic for my studies. However, I do need some power back. I can't risk a repeat of a collapse. Evening sets in and I get to my dorm room an hour before the lights out. I open the door to see Darius hunch over his desk with a book in his paws. He's asleep, a soft snore coming out of his half-open mouth. I'd like to carry him to his bed, but he's way too big for that. Darius, wake up. You fell asleep. Let's get you to bed. Lucien, hello, thank you, but I need to study. I think that's enough. You won't get anything through your head if you fall asleep every 5 minutes. The lion gives out a large yawn and looks at me with half-closed eyes. Maybe you're right. I should turn in for the night. I wonder if he would have went back to studying if he woke up by himself later. He's overdoing it. That stuff the clerk told me at the beginning of the year about being competitive doesn't come close to this. Darius is studying for both of us. He's always with his head in a book, writing or meditating. This is the time he uses to recite everything he needs to memorize for the next test, I'm sure. I was sour, then hit the bed. Thank you for waking me up. Don't stay forever in there. His purple light moved towards me for a second. If I wouldn't know better, I'd say he's flirting with me. He looks tired though. His mind must be so random stuff invades his head. His cell is fast enough, but his fur needs a lot longer to dry even with the huge feet ventilators in there. Why don't you cut your fur shorter? It would be more practical. However, we also need to look the part as Cardinal students. It is not like we have to, but it is expected of us, so to say. You guys have it rough. I've never seen anyone study so much before. I thought I was overdoing it, but you're deep into it. My parents expect a lot from me, and I will do this as well. My parents expect a lot from me, and I do as well. It is a true honor to even dream of becoming a cardinal, so I want to give it everything I got. You're determined. That's a great outlook on life. It does not help to wonder if you might be able to do something rather believe you can and act on it. Sound advice. I'll try to apply it to my own philosophy. The lion stares at me again with a gentle look. What's up? Is there something on my snout? No. Would you? I want to ask if you would like to sleep with me in the same bed tonight. What? I apologize for my bluntness, but it has been a rough few weeks between studying and resting to study more. I have not gotten a moment for myself the way I used to before I came here. Do you have a girlfriend to cuddle? A relative term, so yes. What kind of answer is that? A short one. I'm sorry I asked. I will go to bed now. Have a good night. I wouldn't mind. Sleeping with you, the beds are big enough.
The lion looks at me embarrassed, lifting the blanket he's under, inviting me in. Darius loses no time to hug me from behind once I'm in bed. That was fast. Do you mind it if I do this? It is how I sleep best. It's fine. Good night. Darius' paws are soft and warm, but it's getting hotter by the second. The lion is giving out so much heat. Darius, is this weird for you? I do not mind if you sleep next to me without me hugging you. It's not that. You're quite warm and I'm starting to sweat. I will remove the blanket then. What? The lion moves one paw away, lifting the blanket, revealing my boner. I scramble out, charging towards the toilet, mortified. It is a normal reaction for some folk. Do not feel ashamed. Maybe he's right. I do find him attractive. I didn't do anything wrong either. I got a boner. It could be for a myriad of reasons, but I was his little spoon and I got hard. There's no explanation possible to get me out of this. I'll stay here till our Paris. Good plan. Goodbye studies. Goodbye Paris. It's been real. It is fine, Lucian. I do not mind it. I want to have someone close to me. Again, that is all. 5 minutes. I'll lock the door to the toilet, stepping into the room embarrassed to the core. I think I'll sleep in my bed tonight. Yes, sure. Good night then. Night. I got up much earlier than morning and left before Darius woke up. It's strange to be the one leaving first for a change, but I don't want to have to deal with the awkwardness of what happened the night before. I didn't feel Darius be on the same page like my horny self. He wanted a warm pillow to hold. Now I feel bad about it. Maybe I overreacted, but then again, that was hard and he saw it. However, I'm no longer getting those exhausting waves today. I got charged from Darius somehow, but there was no light around my eyes to absorb. Curious. I think it's gonna stop right here. So that was chapter 2. So he has to absorb a light, and if he runs out of light, he'll get exhausted and collapse. So he needs light. Kind of like, I guess kind of like a vampire, I guess. in some sort of way. So I think he can see others' emotions through his ability, through the light. Okay, so we got to see him in the tiger again, his tiger friend, and he wants nothing to do with him. So in I think his name is Darius, I believe. So he wanted nothing more to do with his friend, and once he started getting physical with Adrian, that's when the lion, I keep forgetting their names. Let me see what their names are real quick. What are their names? It's Darius. So the MC is Lucien. His name's Atlas. Okay, so Lucien wanted nothing to do with Atlas, his former friend, and when Atlas tried to stop Lucien from avoiding him, he got physical with him, and that's when Darius came out there and pulled Atlas off of him. And Atlas was very sorry, and then he hesitantly left. So Lucien, he's going about just like he's the victim here, but I don't really think he is. I think both of them got drunk and they both did something stupid, and I think it's both their fault. I don't think it's just Atlas. It's also Lucien as well. Yeah. Lucien, he's going about this like he's a victim and it's Atlas's fault. I mean, you've only known him you only talked to him, like occasionally, like he would say hello neighbor, he would say hello neighbor back to you, and that's it. I mean, you haven't really given enough time for you two to develop a relationship. I mean, you two did like one stupid drunk thing. You two got drunk on one night, and you really thought that you two were supposed to be something, even though you knew he had a girlfriend. I mean, anyway, so Lucien made two new friends today, and the lion and the rabbit, Fabian. I mean, yeah, he's the rabbit. He's kind of a jerk, kind of like a jock and a jerk too. But he managed to warm himself up to Lucien pretty quick. So I'm glad Lucien was able to make some friends here. And got to spend some time with them. So that's all for chapter 2. So 4 chapters so far. And next time we'll start chapter 3. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.